kailangan ko pagdaanin lahat ng yun to be able to become who I am today. So, ito siya para sa akin. Manifest ko na kasi to for a very long time. What's up, guys? It's another day. I would like to have a sit down chika lang sa inyo because a lot of you guys have been DMing me or sending me private messages through my socials on how I started working here abroad, and especially the NCLEX process and becoming a nurse here in Canada. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share it to you all about my journey of becoming a nurse here abroad, especially here in Canada. So I'm gonna start like from the very beginning until I reach to this part of my life. And just a disclaimer, guys, everything that I'll be sharing right here is based on my personal experience. I am no way affiliated to any recruitment agencies. I am just purely telling you what I've been through. And if may mabanggit man akong mga brands or may mga businesses na tinake ko, means inavail ko yun, I paid for it. So I am just gonna share to you kung ano yung naging process ko so that my journey will be like your blueprint, your guide to become a nurse also here in abroad. And I am the kind of person na gusto kong mag-share sa journey ko and gusto kong mag-guide ko din yung mga kapwang kababayan ko, especially those who are dreaming to live and work here abroad, especially if you are a nurse, is to get that BSN degree. So, regardless kung ano man yung school na yan, may it be a college, a university, hindi na yan important pagdating mo dito sa abroad. Walang nakakaalam kung ikaw ba ay taga-Ateneo, taga-Sibuldoc, taga-USJR, taga-USC. Lahat ay pantay-pantay at walang discrimination. But for as long as you show them that you're very competent and confident with your skills and knowledge, that's the most important thing. So regardless kung anong school ka galing, basta magaling ka, you're hired. So once makagraduate ka ng BSN degree mo, of course, you will take your board exam sa Philippines. But if you are like, for example, a citizen of another country, like for me personally, may mga classmates ako ng mga US citizens, hindi na sila nag-take ng board exam sa Philippines kasi useless lang naman, hindi naman din sila mag-work sa Pilipinas. Diretso naman na sila lilipad sa US. So hindi na sila nag-take. But for people like me who don't know where they are going or they're unsure of the things that they want in life, might as well take that board exam. Kasi kung wala kang lisensya, kung wala kang exam at wala kang lisensya, hindi ka makapag-work as a nurse, hindi ka makapagkuha ng nursing experience mo, which are very important and very essential to be able to work abroad. So mag-take ka ng board exam sa Pilipinas. And if you have the means, might as well go ahead and process the NCLEX at the same time. Mas maganda kasi na fresh pa ito sa utak mo at mas maganda kung mas bata ka pa kasi ang registration ng mga information is mas mabilis kasi based on my personal experience, hindi ko alam naman. Like I've prayed to work abroad but I wasn't very specific kung saan. Basta ay aalis ako sa Pilipinas. Yun lang yung pangarap ko. Yun lang yung talaga yung prayer ko. So that is why I went to Saudi Arabia, which is everywhere. Like every country, there's always a designated exam. Kung saan ka man gusto mag-work agad-agad, take that exam right away habang fresh pa yung knowledge sa utak mo. Fresh out of school pa kasi mas mabilis ang retention ng information sa utak mo. If you are unsure of where you're going and you are still young, just get that NCLEX exam para you don't have to worry about it in the future. Like 10 years from now, malay natin, pupunta ka pala sa malamig-lamig na bansa, wala ka pang NCLEX. And it's been 10 years na nagbasa ka ng libro. So Don't be like me. Kasi yun yung struggle ko nung nag-take na ako ng NCLEX dito sa Canada. Ang hirap ma-retain ng information, guys. And especially if you are working full-time and you cannot quit your job because you have bills to pay and bills don't care how you feel. So habang wala ka pang responsibilities, wala ka pang masyadong mga bayarin, might as well take that NCLEX exam at the same time with your Philippine board exam. Second is, once you get that Philippine nursing license, go ahead and get a job, preferably med-surg. Doesn't matter if it's within a year, if it's 6 months, if it's 2 years. Basta yung basic foundation is ward or med-surg. Pag galing ka ng med-surg, mag-ano na yan, anong tawag ito? Magkatay-katay sa Bisaya. Anong tawag nun? Tuloy-tuloy na yan. Tuloy-tuloy na yan once mag-start ka sa foundation, which is the med-surg ward. Personally, yung ward experience ko is just during volunteer ko before ako nag-abroad. 3 months lang ako sa med-surg ward. Nag-clinical nurse na ako right after, and at the same time, nag-call center ako. Because of financial constraints, ang liit ng sahod ng hospital nurses, guys. Like, it's just probably less than 10K during my time. During my time. But anyways, yeah, during my time, it was only less than 10K. Breadwinner ako. The 10K monthly isn't enough for me to survive and to support my siblings and my family at home. So, ayun, 3 months lang ako ng volunteer and I right away went to clinical nurse, which was the pay was kind of like higher compared to the hospital nurse. Kasi nung time na yun, yung sahod ko sa clinic was 18,000 already. Clinic nurse lang yan, guys, ha, pero 18,000 yung sahod ko. And at the same time, nag-call center ako. So, yung call center kasi nung time ko, it was 25K and above. Kasi may mga incentives and overtime. So, umabot talaga siya ng 25K to 30K above. So, nag-juggle ako ng 2 jobs at that time just for me to be able to have that nursing experience, regardless if it was hospital nurse or clinic nurse, basta outside of hospital, kasi hindi ko kakayanin yung sahod. So ayun, nag-clinic nurse ako and at the same time nag-call center ako. Yung mga accounts ko is healthcare related din siya. O mga outside healthcare din yung mga accounts na pasukan ko. But anyways, while may nag-gain na ako na experience na clinic nurse na more than a year, dun na ako apply to work abroad. Hindi naman ako choosy, guys, kasi alam ko naman sa sarili ko na hindi ko afford na mag-US kasi wala naman akong relatives na tumutulong sa akin. Tapos may mga auntie ako na nasa Middle East, so doon ako parang na-entice na mag-Middle East din ako kasi nandun nga yung auntie ko na more than 10 years na siyang nag-nurse doon. So buhay pa naman siya, so probably okay doon sa Middle East. And I didn't know that the Middle East is a very big country. Like, nasa utak ko lang is battleground siya, mga ganun nasa isip ko nung nag-apply ako ng Middle East. But hold and behold, nakuha ko ng employer. At that time, it was workabroad.com. Hindi ko alam kung active pa yung website na yan. Hindi ko alam kung saan ko nakuha actually yung employer ko. Basta nilagay ko na lang lahat ng details ko and then may nag-text na lang sa akin na may interview at around 2 p.m. or lunchtime sa Harrods Hotel, which is somewhere in Cebu City lang din. So sakto din na papunta ako sa work ko as sa shift ko na 2 to 10 p.m. kasi 8 hours yung shift doon sa clinic na pinasukan ko. So before mag-2, pupunta ako ng interview. Naka-scrubs ako sa interview ko, guys. Kasi yun nga, kasi papunta nga ako sa work. So ayun, in-interview ako, yun, na-hired ako. Basta may 6 months and above experience, nursing experience ka, pwede ka na nila i-hire. I think this time, nag-hire pa rin yung Middle East ng mga less than a year na RN experience. But yung sahod mo is a little bit lower, or like magsa-start ka ng step 1 kasi wala kang hospital experience. Which personally, I don't mind. Kasi kung iisipin mo naman, talagang ang laki ng difference sa Philippine sahod compared sa, sa Saudi Riyal na sahod. So, talagang grinab ko na regardless if maliit yung sahod or step 1 lang yung sahod, basta makuha ko lang yung experience, yung RN experience, tsaka makalabas lumabas lang ako ng Pilipinas. Kasi yung feeling ko at that time, wala na talagang pag-asa na lalaki yung sahod ko. At that time, not unless kung magjujuwa ako ng mayaman or magpapakasal ako ng mga elite people or elite family. For me personally, I don't wanna rely on somebody. Ayun, so grinab ko yung opportunities sa Middle East and hindi ko akalain na magugustuhan ko siya. So 5 years ako nandun and umabot ako ng pandemic. It's a mixture of specialty clinics na napuntahan ko. Tapos i-rotate kayo sa mga different specialties. Within that span of 5 years, na-meet ko din yung husband ko, which is the reason why we are here in Canada. Yung husband ko nakakuha siya ng job offer sa fast food, which was very in demand before, which is very in demand dito sa Canada. So may kamag-anak sila na nagbibigay ng papel to work here in Canada. So, sinabihan ko siya na go, punta ka sa Canada and if tayo. So ayun, naglast kami ng long distance relationship until nag-pandemic. Tapos ako while waiting, nasa Saudi ako. Tapos nag-pandemic, doon na kami nakapag-desisyon na uuwi. Kasi doon time ng pandemic din, doon din siya na PR. Ayun, so nung umalis siya from Saudi Arabia to Canada, it was around 2017. So from 2017 to 2020, nag-long distance relationship kami. Tapos sa 2020, doon na kami kinasal. Doon na kami nakapag-decide na uuwi kasi PR na siya, timing din, at pandemic din. At doon na kami ikasal. So, kinasal kami ng 2020. Tapos doon na ako nag-start na mag-process para makapunta dito sa Canada. So, pinetition ako ng asawa ko para makapunta ako dito sa Canada. So, yung status ko dito is landed immigrant. And while nasa Pilipinas ako during the pandemic time, I made sure na meron akong ready ako sa mga documents, sa mga ano ba ang kailangan para maging nurse dito sa Canada. If you are an OG viewer of mine, na-mention ko dito na virtual assistant ako, nag-virtual health nurse ako, nag-freelancing ako sa Pinas while waiting to be here in Canada. And at the same time, nag-experience din ako sa hospital. By September, dito na ako dumating. That was September of 2021. Dito ako dumating. And then, since at that time, hindi masyadong common ang mga tao dito kung paano mag-process to become a nurse dito sa Canada, especially dito sa province of Saskatchewan. So, paano ko siya pre-process? May mga kaibigan kasi ako from Saudi Arabia. May mga workmates ko sa Saudi Arabia. Nag-student visa kasi sila sa Ontario, Toronto. So, mas madaming tao kasi doon, mas madaming chika and stuff like that. So, yung mga friends ko, chinika din dito sa akin kung paano sila naging RN sa province of Ontario. So, yung pre-process ko initially was the Toronto or Ontario license. So ayun. So, chinika nila ako at yun nga, mag-take nga ng NCLEX para maging license dito sa Canada. So, nag-take ako ng NCLEX and I think that time, 2021 to 2022, pandemic pa yun, diba? Pero may mga vaccines na and everything. So, ayun. So, matagal yung process ko sa NCLEX ko plus NNAS. It took me for the whole year of 2022 to wait for my documents. So, ayun, sa NCLEX and NNAS. Kasi NNAS ang isa sa mga requirement to become a nurse dito sa Canada. So yun na yung third step is to take an NCLEX. So, first step is take BSN. Second is get an experience. 6 months and above may med-surg experience kayo. Regardless if hospital yan or anything, basta RN ang job title, pasok yan. But make sure na may 6 months and above med-surg or hospital experience kayo para talagang swak na swak at sure na sure, 100% sure kayong makakuha ng work dito abroad. So, ayun. So, the third step is taking the NCLEX, and like I have mentioned, if you are older like me, alam nyo ba, pa, nung first mag-review ako nung first ako mag-review ng NCLEX, 2 weeks. 2 weeks guys, walang pumapasok sa utak ko. Like kunwari, nagbabasa ako ngayon. Kinabukasan makakalimutan ko na anong binasa ko the day before. Mga after 2 weeks pa ako parang nasanay na magbasa, mga information na register sa brain ko. At syempre, yung sulat kamay kasi sa nursing school kasi, kung saan ako graduate, shout out si Doctors University, yung mode of learning kasi namin is notes talaga. Like, hindi ka makapasok sa class not unless wala kang complete notes. Kasi mabibigay sila ng module tapos mag-take down notes ka, tapos may pre-test, tapos magde-discuss yung CI, tapos post-test. Tapos, yun, talagang sulat kamay yung kasi namin mode of learning before, which really helped me because I remember things when I write things down. So ayun, so it took me like 3 months for me to be able to be confident to myself na mag-take na ako ng NCLEX. And just a tip guys, I think for me, this is what works for me. Hindi siya siguro pumasok sa isip ko din nung mga earlier time na nag-review ako kasi wala pa akong schedule or wala pa akong date. But once na nag-set ako ng date, yun na parang na-pressure na yung brain ko na talagang kailangan ko na tong i-remember kasi may date na ako. Anyway, so ayun, so nag 3 months review. Plano talaga siya ni Lord kasi yung nakakuha siya ng job na yun, na career na yun, parang yun na yung way of saying ni Lord na okay ka na Fatima, pwede ka nang hindi mo na work. Parang si Lord na nagbigay ng sign sa akin na pwede na ako mag-review without worrying about the bills kasi binigyan niya ng magandang trabaho yung asawa ko na makakover sa lahat ng bills. And yun lang din, and I feel so blessed and lucky din kasi yung asawa ko din, nagsabi din siya na I don't need to worry about the bills, basta mag-focus lang ako sa NCLEX ko, basta kay mag-review ako. Yun talaga yung sinabi niya sa akin. So I was just very grateful and very happy kasi yun, parang ang universe na talaga, nag-align na talaga yung mga stars sa universe time na yun. So that was 2023 guys, like kaming dalawa ng asawa ko nag-upgrade ng career. Imagine from being fast food, from working in the fast food chain, tapos nag-housekeeping pa yan siya, tapos nag-CCA din siya. Kasi dito kasi sa province of Saskatchewan, pwede ka maka-work as a CCA within 2 years without having the certificate. For as long as within the 2 years, if balak mong maging CCA, magkuha ka na ng certificate. So ayun, timing lang din na nabigyan siya ng career na swak sa personality. So ayun, so yung career na yun yung sa amin, tumulong sa amin na makover lahat ng bills. And timing din guys, within the span while nag-review ako, naging virtual healthcare assistant din ako dito sa bahay. Alam to sa mga OG viewers dyan, nag-review ako ng NCLEX. May client ako sa other monitor ko. Talagang binigay na talaga lahat ni Lord para lang talaga makapag-NCLEX ako at maka-afford ako na makapag-NCLEX. Kaya binigyan niya ako ng client. Around May, nakapasa tayo ng NCLEX sa awa ng Diyos. Tapos, ang first na process ko na province is sa Ontario kasi pa sa Saskatchewan parang nakakalito pa yung process nila dito to become a nurse. And nung time din na yon, walang masyado nurse pa. So, talagang kailangan nila ng nurses dito. So, ayun, so nag-process ako sa Ontario and while I was in the middle of processing my papers to become an RN in Ontario, timing din guys na loosen up na yung requirements dito sa Saskatchewan. So, pinort ko yung lisensya ko sa Ontario papunta dito sa Saskatchewan. So, lahat ng experience, lahat ng mga nursing experience ko, lahat ng mga lisensya ko, talagang rinedy ko na siya at naging very important documents and requirements siya sa pag-process ko to become a nurse dito sa Canada. So, imagine guys, yung last experience ko was 2020 pa? 2021. And then, nakapasa ako ng NCLEX ng 2023. So, that was 2 years already. And then, sa province of Ontario, kailangan within the last 3 years yung last experience mo. And then, dito sa province of Saskatchewan, within the last 5 years yung nursing experience mo. So, lahat talaga yung mga dala-dala kong experience, dala-dala kong bala is talagang swak na swak dito sa pagpunta ko dito sa Canada. So, nagkalisensya ako sa province of Ontario at around August. Nagkalisensya ako dito sa province of Saskatchewan at around September. And timing din, may full-time. After ko palang nakapasa ng ng exam, ng NCLEX exam, bumalik ako as a CCA. Yung CCA kasi dito sa Saskatchewan, if you are a nurse back home, you don't have to go back to school. Kasi nurse ka naman sa Pinas, diba? So, yung CCA course pala guys, yun yung PSW sa Ontario, or yun yung parang nursing aid kung sa Pinas pa. So yun yung tawag dito sa Saskatchewan, CCA, Continuing Care Assistant. So ayun, so since I don't have to, to have more documents or requirements, nag-CCA ako while processing to become a nurse dito sa Canada. So I was a CCA right away pag-land ko dito sa Saskatchewan because that's the only job that I know. Yung ko din yung client ko as a virtual healthcare assistant, meron pa siya, nandito pa siya nung time na nag-land ako dito sa Canada. At around 3 months nag-virtual healthcare assistant pa rin ako. Tapos after no, nag-focus ako sa CCA, and then at around in the middle, nakuha ulit ako ng client as a virtual care assistant again. But this time, nag-recruit ako ng mga nurses going to the US. Mas malaki pa sahod ko nun kaysa sa CCA ko kasi it was like around 30 USD. Yung CCA kasi is 22 to 25 Canadian dollars kasi yung rate nila dito sa Saskatchewan. So, mas malaki yung sahod ko sa online job. So, ayun guys. So, fast forward, dahil doon sa client ko, I was able to afford to process my documents to become a nurse dito sa Canada. And also, because of my husband's job na kaya namin lahat. Tulungan talaga. If you have a partner and you want your partner to succeed, lang talaga, give and take lang talaga. So, ayun. So, nung nakuha siya ng magandang career, sinuportahan niya ako. Kaming dalawa is successful na when it comes to careers namin. So, I'm very grateful and thankful sa mga nangyayari. At that time, guys, parang nag-question ako kung magiging nurse pa ako dito sa Canada, kung hanggang CCA na lang ba ako. But it turned out good. I turned out better. So mas magaan ang pagiging nurse dito sa Canada guys compared sa Pilipinas. Kasi sa Pilipinas all around kasi tayo, 'di ba? Mas madali lang siguro yung process, yung pathway ko kasi because of my husband, I was able to become an immigrant dito sa Canada. Kasi without him, ibang naman yun guys, ibang process naman yun. So let's just say na ikaw ay isang single or you're not married or you don't have any families living outside the Philippines, like kunwari yung husband mo, mama at papa mo, ganun mga bagay. So you really have to start from scratch. Pathways, same process din. You have to have a PSN degree. You have to get your nursing experience. You need to have an NCLEX, and then you need to have your English exam. So it would be like TOEFL, IELTS, CELBA. Yun yung mga English exams sa US and Canada. So, yun yung additional na gagawin nyo if you don't have anyone that would be able to sponsor you to come here. If like, for example, working visa or working permit, for example. So, yun yung kailangan ng mga employers if they want to hire someone from the Philippines or outside the US. So, yun yung isa, IELTS, and then CGFNS. So, sa Canada, guys, it is NNAS. Sa US naman, ito yung CGFNS. So, dito yung parang process ulit ng mga documents like from school, from your other licenses, other nursing licenses from different countries. I-declare mo ulit yun. Declare mo lahat ng documents ulit like from school, from your nursing experience, from your other nursing licenses. Tapos, i-verify nila ulit. Once you have that verified, yung lahat ng mga employers from the US will be able to sponsor you to work and live in the US. So, yun yung next process. If working permit naman yung pathway nyo. So, for me, since I am here in Canada and I am an immigrant, kung balak ko man pupunta ng US, I still need to take an IELTS exam because yung yung education ko is sa Philippines and yung first language natin sa Philippines is hindi English. Mawawave lang siya if nag-aral ka sa Canada or sa US. Yun, mahaba-habang process talaga siya guys. If you don't have money, ang mas matagal pa yung process. Kaya, I would really advise guys na once makakuha kayo ng 2 years ng experience sa Pilipinas, kahit mga 1 year and above, move kayo agad. For example, Middle East. Kasi pagpunta mo sa Middle East, covered na lahat yung mga, yung accommodation, yung transportation, yung utilities. Kasi to be honest, yun yung mga mahal. So, imagine, yung sahod mo sa'yo lang 100%. Kasi yun yung na-feel ko nung nasa Middle East ako. Yung sahod ko sa akin lang 100%. Yung iniisip ko lang yung grocery ko, yung everyday, yung mga pangangailangan ko sa everyday. But when it comes to accommodation, when it comes to transportation, back and forth from work, utilities like water, electricity, Wi-Fi, covered lahat kasi yun sa employer. Kaya I would really highly recommend, guys, and suggest na if wala kayong mga connections, wala kayong means to go to the US or sa Canada, yun talaga yung first step. Yun talaga yung stepping stone. Punta kayo sa ibang countries na nagsasponsor ng working visa or working permit and take it as a stepping stone. Kasi dahil doon kayo makaipon, doon kayo maka-afford, ng pang NCLEX, pang IELTS, and at the same time, covered na din yung RN experience nyo. So, and then once you got everything already from there, then you find an employer going to the US. Kasi ang hirap talaga, guys, maging tambay sa Pilipinas. Hindi ko alam kung afford pa ba ng sahod ng nurse. Imagine if it's 30,000 and above, plus yung utilities nyo, bill, yung mortgage nyo, yung school ng mga bata, if may mga anak kayo. Kasi ako, guys, nagpapadala ako sa Pilipinas and I feel like yung pinadala ko is just very enough. And I imagine if yun yung sahod ng nurse, ano lang maiiwan? Like, hindi sustainable yung work ka lang ng work, tapos walang naiiwan para sa'yo, like for your wants and yung mga luho mo. Kasi yun yung rason na makapag-drive para maging inspirasyon mo para mag-work, diba? So, dapat work, but don't work just to pay for the bill. You also need to work para may drive ka to work, para ganado tayo mag-work. So, ayun, yun lang yung 2 cents ko. And like I've mentioned, everything that I've shared here is based on my personal experience and based on how I feel, because that's how I felt 10 years ago. 10 years? Yeah, 10 years ago, I started moving abroad when I was already 23 years old. That was at around 2015, 2016. And I left the Philippines to work abroad. So I was very happy with everything that I went through. And I would say that kailangan ko pagdaanin lahat ng yon to be able to become who I am today. So, kasi kung hindi ako nag-Middle East, never kong ma-afford yung mga kailangan kong gawin para lang maging nurse ako dito sa Canada. So, kasi I feel like if nasa Pilipinas lang ako, walang mangyayari sa akin. Like I've mentioned, I'm a breadwinner. I don't have any connections. I don't have the means. So the Middle East was my answered prayer. Bonus pa, na-meet ko yung asawa ko na which is one of the reasons why I become an immigrant dito sa Canada. So ayun lang, yun lang yung chika ko sa inyo. Umabot na pala tayo ng 1 oras, guys. If you've reached this part of the video, let me know your thoughts. I-share nyo naman sa akin kung nurse kayo sa Pilipinas, anong balak nyo, kung saan kayo ngayon, kasi gabi na ngayon eh. It's around 9 p.m. na dito sa Canada. So, kung saan man kayo sulok ng mundo, let me know down below kung saan nyo ako pinapanood and ano yung future plans nyo. Kung balak nyo ba pumunta sa US or dito sa Canada, share your thoughts. And one more thing, if you are a nurse in the Philippines and you're planning to take your NCLEX but you don't know how to start it, you also don't wanna leave your full-time job, let me handle it for you. I help Filipino nurses process their NCLEX specifically in the New York State. Why New York State? Not only na expert ako sa New York State process for NCLEX, it is also one of the easiest process to have your NCLEX and to become a nurse in the US. If you are interested, I'll put the link in my description box below. And if you reach this part of the video, guys, may news din ako sa inyo. I was able to find a client that would be able to help Filipino nurses work and live in the US na nakikipag-partner sa atin to help Filipino nurses work and live specifically in the US. So, if you are a nurse, if you have a BSN degree, if you have 2 years experience specifically in the hospital or med-surg, plus you have an IELTS, if you have those requirements, please do fill out the form in my description box below. They are looking for 50 to 100 nurses, and who knows, you might be the next Filipino nurse who would finally reach their American dream. Ito na, guys, ito na. Ako na ang naghahanap ng way. So, i-pray nyo din ako na sana long-lasting tong client na to para madami pa tayong nurses na matulungan. Ito siya para sa akin. Minanifest ko na kasi to for a very long time. Anyways, if you've reached this part of the video, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you've learned something in this video, and I hope I inspire you to finally reach your dreams. And like I've always mentioned, if you have been thinking about that dream for a very long time, God planted that dream of yours for a reason. So this is your sign, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And don't forget to follow me on my socials for more daily updates. For watching. Bye!
Take my hand, we're gonna go to Central Park as friends. Lie under blue skies, sunshine, a bottle of wine. Talk about our daydreams, hey, it seems we're kind of alike.